Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Voices of Franklinton High School. So we're on episode 10, it's homecoming week, and I'm joined here today with
Kynaisha Aber.
and
Caleb Garrett.
and yeah, let's get into it.
Hey, so guys, first off, thank y'all for taking just the time to sit down. I know we're doing a lot per se in class, and some of y'all are dressed up, right? What are some of the things that you guys have dressed up with homecoming week?
Well, on yesterday, I dressed up as a cowgirl, and on today, I dressed up as Princess Tiana in the frog. Oh, did any of y'all dress up yesterday?
I did not dress up.
Why?
I don't know. I just didn't feel like dressing up, and I really forgot that it was this week. That this week was homecoming week. It's a big week, and
Yep.
I just forgot. So that's my fault.
What about tomorrow? Isn't tomorrow Color Wars? What color are you guys?
I want to say freshman or green.
I think you're right. Yeah, Caleb, is that right?
Freshman green.
Gotcha.
Seniors are blue, and I'm gonna be a Smurf tomorrow.
I feel you. And then Thursday is what?
Decade Day,
Decade Day.
bringing it back to the future.
Back to the, it's kind of contrary there, right? Hey, so look, we'll definitely, we touched the other day, yesterday actually, on a podcast where we talked about some of the dress-up days. But I wanted to do something a little bit different. And I have this clip that I'd like us to listen to and have our audience, our listeners hear. And I'd be curious kind of how we think about this. So let's check it out.
That takes no talent is the stuff that where you can stay motivated or connected to your business. In his business, the player that runs off the field rather than walks off the field is a different kind of player. The player that hangs up their uniform meticulously rather than leaves it on the locker room floor is a different kind of player. The player that shows up an hour early for the away game bus is a different kind of player. That stuff takes no talent. And when I focus on that, that keeps me from going down the slippery slope of comparison and imposter syndrome that exists right down here. So I just focus on the stuff that takes no talent. That's how I stay motivated or connected.
Yeah, so what are y'all's thoughts on that?
Towards the end of the thing, she was sitting there talking about how she focuses on the things that take no talent, so that way she can stay motivated. And that means that she's doing the easy things just for her to feel better about herself. But in my opinion, I think that you'd have to do the harder things, and it makes you feel more accomplished because, it's all your work, and you just work harder.
No, I definitely understand what you're saying, Elijah. What is she saying the easy things that she was focusing on?
She was focusing, like, the easy things. She was talking about, like putting stuff up,
Yeah, the player that meticulously puts his jersey up, that hangs his jersey up, say a locker room, and y'all have been involved in, say, locker room type stuff, where sometimes you're tired, you just throw things in your locker and it looks a mess, or your closet at the house, or your bedroom things. That's a different type person when they pay that level of attention to detail. Now, I'm not here to say I should feel really bad if we don't pay that level of attention. But do you agree you said that's an easy thing. If it's so easy, why are so few people doing it?
I think that so few people are doing it because, they're just lazy. And, like people sit there, cleaning up your room takes maybe 10 minutes. And a lot of people don't do it. So I think it's just the laziness aspect and not more of the other aspect,
See, someday we go by in the locker room is how you do anything is how you do everything. And doing the small things, it takes time. Well, it doesn't take that much time, but doing the small things matters because when you do the small things, it eventually leads up to, bigger things.
No, without a doubt. I think in an athletic sense, it's easy to trust somebody who does the small things. It's easy to trust them with that play where their number is called, or for them to step up and make a play when they're doing, they're not missing practice for trivial things. They're not coming out late to practice. They're not making excuses for why all these things definitely add up and measure. It matters to not only us as coaches, but to people in general. Like if you were to count on somebody, who are you going to count on? The person that talks a big game or the person that you know is dependable doing those small things, right?
Yeah. And to back off what Coach said, as a basketball player, we have to put forth the effort in order to earn our position on the court. You have to be the best of the best and show Coach that you can play that position on the court and get out there and shine. And as Coach say, if your spot gets taken, that means you're not doing what he sees you can do better on the court than somebody else can.
Well, and even as a coach, sometimes the most talented player, and y'all have seen this, y'all been a part of teams long enough, sometimes the best player, as you say, their attitude is garbage,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What's magical and what makes a good team is when the best players do what, Caleb?
When the best players, they lead by example. They have a good attitude. They're good in the locker room, weight room,
That's right.
classroom.
They're leaders.
They're leaders.
Yeah, they're not just the one that their name's in the paper because they're
Yeah.
making all the plays
They
and
get
getting all the
awards
accolades.
and
Right. It's the people that are making the small decisions that holds together a program or a team or a family someday. You know, not that y'all don't have a family yet, but when you get to build your own family, when you are consciously, you get the opportunity to make those decisions. And what is your house going to look like? What is your the structure? What's your routine going to look like with your wife or your husband, your significant other, your children, right? So those small things definitely matter, because it does build up. It's easy for things to snowball in a negative sense, right? Do y'all think it's harder for things to be amplified or snowball in a negative sense, or like is it real easy for positive things to like build up? Which ones do y'all think happen naturally?
I think that like naturally, like the bad things build up because not everybody has somebody to vent that to. And when you sit there and let all that build up, then like you said, it's gonna snowball, and then it's just
you won't see the positive after all that builds up because so much negative builds up and snowballs and falls on you.
yeah, it's gonna be like a cloud. You're just gonna have a clouded effect. You won't,
Yeah.
like she said, you won't see all the positive. You're gonna be focused on all the negative, and that's a problem that a lot of people have. And I think that they could just be better on that because if they would focus more on the positive, then they wouldn't have as much negative. But
Yeah, it's easy to keep a room clean rather than having to clean it in itself. If you keep it clean, right, it's real easy to continue that. There's less work to be done. So look, we're coming to a close with our sit down today, but we touched on, I'd shown you guys just this picture I'd come across in Brazil, prisoners, this engineering and science on social media, this page had this image that said, and it has a picture of it, but it says in Brazil, prisoners can earn a day off of their prison sentence for every 16 hours spent pedaling bikes. Now, the magical thing is that these bikes actually power street lights into the community and into the towns, and what they're saying is it feels as if they're giving actual purpose to these prisoners.
Yeah.
So 16 hours, first off, riding a bike is long. Like, they're not riding through a neighborhood. They're sitting
One spot.
stationary. But how do y'all think, and I do believe this kind of alludes to what we're talking about, doing the small things. What do y'all think about this? Do you think it changes the mentality of, say, somebody who's made a mistake, who's been incarcerated, who is incarcerated? Do you think they're doing it so much to reduce their sentence by a day? Or is it to say, you know what I'm doing matters. What I'm doing is making a difference. What do you think, Caleb?
I think that most people are probably doing it to get less time on their sentence. But then again, it's some people that probably actually think about what they're benefiting.
Yeah.
So, I think that a lot of people are doing it so that way they feel like they matter because, like, a lot of people in prison or in jail, they were raised right. And since they were raised right, you know, they've been in there so long and they feel like that they don't contribute anything to society anymore. So this makes them, like, feel hopeful and,
That's right.
give them a chance that they can actually contribute to society still.
No, that's good words. Thank you, Lauren.
Oh, well, to me, I feel like they're not only helping their community, like with the light, but they're only helping themselves get less time spent in their situation or in jail.
Yeah, so them just thinking about themselves got them more than likely locked up.
Yeah.
In most cases. So as their mindset shifts and they start to think about other people,
Yeah.
you know, it changes who they are, right? They're truly rehabilitated. So, guys, I really enjoyed sitting with you guys. Hopefully we can do it again soon. How's it sound?
Yes, sir.